From Dan turning out to be the Gossip Girl, to Thomas Shelby killing his own cousin, here are all the characters that were ruined by a single scene. Starting with when Daenerys went on a killing spree. Oh honey, let me tell you about the scandal that rocked the Game of Thrones fandom. It was all about our beloved Daenerys Targaryen, who we had all come to adore as a heroic figure and the champion of the oppressed. But oh my, did she shock us all in the final season. In a shocking turn of events, Daenerys burned down the city of King's Landing, killing thousands of innocent people. Can you believe it? It was like a switch had flipped in her mind, and she became this ruthless, power-hungry monster who didn't care who she hurt in the process. And the fans? Oh, they were livid. They felt like the show had betrayed them by turning their beloved character into a villain in the final season. Some argued that it was consistent with her character development, but others felt like it came out of nowhere and left a sour taste in their mouths. Overall, it was a scandal that had the whole fandom buzzing, and it's still a hot topic of discussion among fans. So, what do you think? Were you shocked and appalled by Daenerys' actions, or did you see it coming all along? And if you think that was bad, this next one might shock you. It's from Squid Game. Oh, you won't believe the drama that went down when Gi-hun didn't get on the plane. It was all about the popular Netflix series Squid Game and its shocking finale that had fans raging. So, let me break it down for you. In the final episode, our main character, Gi-hun, had won the deadly Squid Game and was offered a chance to leave the island and start a new life. But instead of taking the plane and leaving all the death and destruction behind, he decided to stay and try to rescue his friend. Can you believe it? Fans were absolutely livid. After all the blood, sweat, and tears that Gi-hun went through, he didn't even take the opportunity to escape the island and start anew. Instead, he chose to stay and risk his life once again. Some fans argued that it was a powerful moment of selflessness and loyalty, while others felt like it was a complete betrayal of the character and the audience's expectations. Either way, it was a controversial decision that had everyone talking. This next one was even more controversial. It's Dan being the Gossip Girl. This was the scandal that rocked the Gossip Girl fandom, when they found out who the infamous Gossip Girl really was. Fans were absolutely livid when it was revealed that Dan Humphrey, one of the show's main characters, was the mastermind behind all the drama and gossip. After years of speculation and wild theories, fans were expecting a big reveal that would shock and awe them. But when it turned out that Dan, the lonely boy and outsider of the Upper East Side, was the one who had been spreading all the rumors and causing chaos, well, let's just say that the reaction was less than positive. Fans felt like the reveal was forced and didn't make sense with the show's established narrative. Some argued that it was a betrayal of Dan's character and a cheap ploy to create drama in the final season. Others felt like it was a missed opportunity to create a more satisfying and shocking twist. Overall, the reveal had the entire fandom divided. So, what do you think? Were you happy with the way Gossip Girl ended? Or did you feel like the reveal of Dan as Gossip Girl was a letdown? Then, there was another one from Gossip Girl. It was Chuck Bass. Oh boy, let's talk about Chuck Bass, and why fans of Gossip Girl started hating him after he sold Blair for a hotel deal. Chuck was always the bad boy with a heart of gold, and fans couldn't get enough of him. But when he made the decision to trade Blair's love and loyalty for a hotel deal, that's when things started to go south for him. Fans were shocked and appalled by Chuck's actions, as he had always been portrayed as someone who deeply cared for Blair. The scene where Chuck sells Blair to his uncle in exchange for a hotel was a complete betrayal of their relationship, and fans were understandably angry. Chuck's behavior continued to worsen as the series went on, with his manipulative and abusive tendencies becoming more apparent. Fans began to see him as a toxic influence on Blair, and their once beloved relationship became something that fans wanted to distance themselves from. The decision to have Chuck sell Blair for a hotel deal was a turning point for fans, as it revealed a darker and more selfish side to his character. While some fans may have still held on to their love for Chuck, others felt that his actions were unforgivable and couldn't overlook the harm that he caused to Blair. Then there was another outrageous shift. It was Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders. So, let's talk about why fans of Peaky Blinders started hating Thomas Shelby. First of all, it's important to note that the show is not about good people. It's about gangsters and their criminal empire. But, like with other shows such as The Sopranos, the writers tried to make Tommy somewhat sympathetic despite his criminal activities. However, there was one scene that really turned the tide for fans. As we know, Tommy had his problems, but he loved his family. And when Polly, one of his closest confidants, died, it hit him hard. But when his own cousin, Michael Gray, broke away from the family and set out to destroy him, that's when things got really ugly. In a shocking turn of events, Tommy murdered Michael in cold blood. And that's when fans started to turn on him. It was a complete change from the character they had come to love, flaws and all.
She'll visit me no more.
Fans felt like Tommy had crossed a line and became much more dangerous and dark than they had anticipated. It was a betrayal of his family and the audience's trust. So that's the scoop on why fans of Peaky Blinders started to hate Tommy Shelby, all because of one scene. But there was another classic like Peaky Blinders where fans loved a character but started hating them later. It's Skyler White from Breaking Bad. So, let's go over the scene in Breaking Bad that turned fans against Walter's wife. This was a moment that had fans shouting at their TV screens and taking to social media to express their outrage. It all went down in the 4th season episode Cornered, when Skyler confronts Walter about his criminal activities. Now, we all know that Skyler wasn't exactly the most beloved character on the show to begin with. Some fans found her nagging and unlikable, but in this scene, she took things to a whole new level. Skyler demands that Walter leave the house, but when he refuses, she jumps into the family swimming pool and starts screaming for help. Can you believe it? Some fans saw this as a manipulative and deceitful move on Skyler's part, trying to make Walter look like the bad guy. Of course, others defended Skyler, saying that she was just trying to protect herself and her family from Walter's dangerous behavior. But regardless of which side you were on, there's no denying that this scene was a game changer for her character. From that point on, some fans couldn't stand her, seeing her as a conniving and self-serving presence on the show. Anyway, that's all I had on amazing characters that were ruined by a single scene.